Okay, guys, what I have here today for you is my 2021 Gibson Flying V in olive drab, which I think was an exclusive color run of Chicago Music Exchange. I'm not actually going to review the guitar as much as I'm going to show off some of the mods I made on it. I like things to be unique, and then so I had a little blueprint of the things I wanted to do with this guitar. And the first thing I did was I wanted to put a tremolo on here. And this is actually a Guyker version of the less trem. I don't know if it's a direct knockoff or it's licensed or what, but it's very similar to the less trem. Operates the same, and it's supposed to be a direct retrofit, but in my case, the inserts, the bushings that hold the bolts, they didn't fit. I actually purchased the bridge separately, and it also came with its own inserts and bushings. Neither one of them fit. The one that came for the trem didn't fit in the place for the tailpiece, and the one that came for the bridge didn't fit for the one that was in there for the original bridge. So I actually I filled them with dowels and then re-drilled for the proper size. So now that actually fits well. And so this bridge is a roller bridge. So I thought I would help that stay in tune, help with the tuning stability. So I'm not sure what brand that is. I have to look that up and insert that info in there for you. But looks pretty sharp. And like I said, part of my blueprint was to black out the whole guitar as much as I could. So I went with the black bridge, and like I said, I like how it turned out. In terms of the function, it stays in tune well. Of this here Guyker trem stays in tune well. Pretty much my entire experience with tremolos has been a Floyd Rose, which is the 2-point. It's like it pivots on the lever. And that's an entirely different feel than you get with this. I'm assuming this is more like you'd get from a Bigsby. I've never used a Bigsby, to be honest with you. So you're not going to dive bomb. And I didn't really expect to dive bomb, but I didn't realize how much of a different feel you get from this type of system. I don't hate it. I wouldn't say I love it, but I don't have enough experience with it yet, honestly. I've gigged this guitar a couple times. But I don't play it much at home because it's not that comfortable to sit down with. Next mod I made was swapped out the pickups. It came with 2 humbuckers, and the pick guard was only right to here. I can show you the original pick guard. So swapping out this humbucker was easy. I put the P90 in the neck and had to route out the route that's in there for the double coil is not quite long enough actually for the P90. So I got the P90 template from StewMac and routed out as much as needed to be routed out. So it's kind of a funky looking route now because it was a double coil, and now it's been altered to fit the P90, but part of what I did to cover that, and also because I think it looks pretty cool, is I custom made this pick guard. I got the 5-ply plastic from StewMac, and I got a scrolling saw, and I pretty much custom made this thing. Used that same routing template for the P90 to put pretty much a perfect opening for the P90 pickup in there. Covered everything up, got the angles pretty good, and the bevel on there is pretty nice. I think that turned out really well, and looks pretty sharp. So yeah, I did that myself with a scrolling saw. Second attempt, I had to get a second sheet of the plastic because the first one I ruined, in interest of full disclosure. But second time was pretty solid. I'm happy with the work here. So there's that. Next thing I did was added the kill switch. I love the kill switch. So this was volume and 2 tones, I believe. Or no, actually, It was volume tone and input jack. But I've said in some of my other videos, I don't like the input jack up top. It kind of gets in the way of the trem arm, and it just looks kind of clumsy, and I don't know, it looks cheap somehow to me. So I went ahead and drilled on the side, rattled out a big hole, and put the side mounting jack on there, which for me looks so much better and cleaner. So that's another hole that I put in there that wasn't originally in there. But turned out okay, and it's mine, so didn't have to be perfect. But it is pretty much almost perfect. I must say, I did a pretty good job. Next thing I did towards the blacking out of it, in the interest of blacking everything out, is I put a black nut on there, replaced the nut. It came pre-cut, so that part was actually kind of easy. I thought I might have to, file in the slots a little bit better, but it kind of perfect the way it came. I do have the slot files, but didn't need to use them yet. And then last thing I did was I put in these direct replacement black tuning pegs, machine heads. It came with cloisons with the plastic ends, which I don't like those. These are non-locking. They're made by Clouson also, right there. And so they fit right in, no drilling necessary. And they're also a higher ratio. I believe they're 20-to-1 maybe. I'll have to look up that as well, but I'm happy with that. Happy how it looks, and they function better. So I guess my final verdict on this Guyker tremolo system is that it works well. It looks pretty cool, and stays in tune. I don't know how much that has to do with the additional roller bridge that I added to the equation. Obviously no way for me to tell. I guess I could have done a controlled experiment with the old bridge, but I'm not going to do that. So yeah, it works well. It looks pretty cool. Part of its appeal, or part of what they advertise, is that it's a direct and easy replacement. It fits right in. In this case, it wasn't. Like I said, I had to pull out the inserts, pull in a dowel, and then re-drill to fit the inserts that would fit this this bolt here. Now, so yeah, I like it. I don't love it in the sense that it's going to take me a while to get used to the different action that you get with the spring being here rather than being on the 2 points like a Floyd Rose. But I knew it wasn't going to be the same as that. I'm just so yeah, it functions as it says. Looks cool, and so be prepared though. You may have to do some mods to make it fit on your guitar. Oh yeah, guys, and if you can, give me a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers, and when I do, I'm going to give away that pretty cool headless guitar you can see in one of my other videos. Thanks, appreciate it.